Have you ever wondered how some of your favorite marketers can produce massive amounts of consistent, really valuable content week in and week out without seeming overwhelmed or exhausted or disappearing for a month off to Fiji to recover from all their content creation overwhelm? Well, if you have and you've struggled with content creation in your business, or even wondered, why is it so important to create content for my business? Can't I just go out and cold message and prospect people? Then you're in the right place, because today I am going to talk with you about the importance of creating a weekly piece of pillar content that solves your audience's needs. It solves their problems. It eases their pain. And then I want to make sure you stay on till the very end, because I am going to show you how you can turn that one piece of pillar content each week into hundreds of pieces of content for the month with ease and without getting overwhelmed, exhausted, or losing your mind. So hello, if you are new to this channel, my name is Lindsay Sewell, and I help you to create leverage in your online business using social media, using email marketing, and building communities of raving fans. So if you want to learn how to build a leverage business on social media, then you're in the right place. You're going to want to go ahead, hit the bell notification, and subscribe to this channel so you never miss out on my weekly training videos. And today we are talking all about content creation. And a lot of new entrepreneurs and marketers and coaches get really overwhelmed when they hear the word content creation, because they think, I'm not a writer. I don't like to do videos. I don't know how I'm going to create content or even what I'm supposed to talk about in order to enroll team members or clients or customers into my business. And so I want to simplify content creation for you today. So number one, you want to be creating a weekly piece of pillar content. And what does that mean? It means that you want to have a pretty decent piece of content, whether that be video, audio, or blog post, that solves your audience's needs. It answers a question for them, and it gives them some valuable information that they're going to be looking for. And the reason is that when people see that you have credibility and you have authority in your niche and in the business service that you're offering, and they see you as the person that can help and solve their pain, they are more likely to pay attention and listen to you over time. Even if they don't buy from you right away, they're more likely to stick around until they eventually buy from you. And showing up with a weekly piece of pillar content, something that's a little more long form, like this YouTube video or like a podcast or a blog post, shows them that you're going to be consistent. The other way that you can do that is through regular email. If you have a newsletter and you email out weekly or even daily like I do to my email list, then you can be creating your content over there and sharing valuable information with them there. But for the purposes of this video, I'm talking about probably a weekly piece of content that is audio or video, because we're going to be able to take it at the end, cut it up into a bunch of pieces, and use it in a million different places, so you only create one piece of content and you're everywhere on social media attracting your ideal clients. Now, what's the first step in this process? Well, a lot of coaches and trainers out there will talk to you about figuring out who your target avatar is. And if you haven't heard that before, it's finding out who it is that you want to serve. And so a lot of times you'll hear your target avatar is you. You want to think about their pains and their struggles and what's keeping them up at night. But I actually like to take a different approach with my clients, because I don't want people to be so focused inward on themselves, because marketing is all about what's in it for them. What is in it for the client, for the customer, for the person that you want to serve? And when you're too focused on trying to figure out who that person is or focusing in on your own problems, it's very, very hard for you to figure out what's in it for them. So the approach that I take is instead to think about, what problem do you solve? Not what product do you have, not what thing you want to sell, not what coaching package you want to offer, but what problem do you want to solve for people? Another way you could put this is, how do you help people? So let's go with an example. Let's say I am a travel agent and I help people to take vacations where they get a 5-star experience with a 3-star pricing, right? I help them save money on travel, ease their travel concerns. Maybe I provide travel insurance as well. Maybe I help them navigate it with children. So my problem that I solve for people is making travel easier and more enjoyable and less expensive for my clients. So once I know what problem I solve, the next step in creating content that's going to attract that audience is thinking about all the questions that are going to go through their head before they travel or before they take a trip with their family. Maybe they're thinking, well, what is it going to be like at the airport? How busy is it going to be? How soon do I need to get there? Is there parking at the airport? When I arrive at my destination, where's the rental car agency? Is there a shuttle to my hotel, or do I need to arrange for a paid shuttle service? How much is it going to cost for me to take my kids on the plane? Are they free? If they're arranging an all-inclusive trip, how much does it cost for me and my spouse versus including my family and my children? And you get the point, you get the drift. The questions go on and on and on. So the best thing to do is to really sit down. First of all, figure out what problem you solve or how you help people, and then list out all of the possible questions that you could think about that someone might have when they're considering, for instance, travel. This applies to skincare. This applies to a diet or a fitness program. This applies to starting a home business. This applies to getting coaching for a specific skill that someone wants to learn. It applies to any and every situation out there. Anytime someone is considering making a purchase or taking an opportunity or investing in themselves, time-wise or financially, there are a lot of questions that are going through their head. And everybody out there has lots of needs, lots of problems that need solutions. And when you know what problem it is that you solve, and you put content out there in front of your audience that solves those problems, they will naturally sift and sort themselves and raise their hand saying, I want to work with you, or I want to buy your products, or I want to join your team. So the third step in this equation, after you have come up with your list of questions, is what tips or strategy can you offer around all of those questions? So if you created a list of 20 questions that you could think about of what people would think about when they're traveling, now you have a half of a year of content that you can be putting out in front of your audience. Pillar content every single week. But you remember at the beginning, I told you this isn't just a tiny little post on Facebook or social media. This is a pillar piece of content. This is an audio, a video, a longer blog post. So you want to make sure that you do some research and you flesh this out. Now, if you're an experienced business owner and you really are comfortable with your niche, you might be able to look at those questions and put together 10, 20-minute training, tips, strategies for people to solve those problems. But if you're newer, all you need to do is use my secret weapon. It's very secret, and it's called Google. You could Google tips for traveling with young children. How long do I need to arrive at the airport? You could look at the different airport layouts so that you could write up an entire blog post about where to go when you're in different cities at different popular airports. You can research using the internet, and then you can turn around and curate that content for your ideal clients and customers and help your audience out. And if you do it, these 3 steps, week in and week out, you will become the trusted authority in your niche. And when you make offers to your audience, they are going to see you as the credible authority and raise their hand and say, yes, I want to work with you. I want to buy from you. I want you to help me solve my problems. So once you've got this pillar piece of content that you're creating each and every single week, it's probably going to take you a little bit of time to create it. So now we want to make sure that you just don't post that once and let it linger and die. You want to repurpose that content everywhere, and you want to turn it into hundreds of pieces of little micro content that point back to your pillar piece of content to help you get your message out there and get more exposure in front of more people so that you can solve more people's problems and you can get more eyeballs on your services and your offers. And so that, my friends, is why I want to share with you a very special offer for a program I like to call Content Creation Domination. Now, this is not actually my personal program. It's my mentor's program, and she has been in the industry for 21 years, creating content week after week after week for 21 years. And she knows a thing or two about turning a pillar piece of content into tons and tons of pieces of content to put your offers in front of thousands of people in minutes. And she's given me the licensing rights to offer this program to you to help you out today. So it's going to show you a 3-step formula to turn one piece of content into 100 with very little effort and 0 tech skills. You're going to get seen and look like you're everywhere, so you gain everyone's trust, and it makes it a million times easier to close the sale. And because you'll be a content producing machine, people will have no choice but to want to join your team. And like I said at the beginning of this video, this will help you create massive amounts of leverage in your business, which is what I truly believe in. I want you to make this business simple. I want you to create leverage so that you get your time freedom back and have the lifestyle that you deserve. So because of that, I'm offering a very special price right now, 50% off. It is normally going to go for $47, but for the time being, I have it for the limited time pricing of $23. So go ahead, grab your Content Creation Domination course. I will put that link below for you, and use the 3 steps that I outlined earlier in this video to help you create that weekly pillar content that will go a very long way in building trust with your ideal clients, your ideal customers, and create massive amounts of leverage in your business. And I hope this will be valuable to you. I would love to hear what your #1 takeaway was from this video, and I'll see you in our next video.